What's going on, everybody? This is ODC. That's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Batman Arkham City Sickle and Penguin by DC Collectibles. This is a DC Collectibles 2-pack. I actually never had a chance to pick up the Penguin, so this 2-pack actually works out for me. For most people, I know a lot of people were probably upset when these were announced because most people would just preferred, just give us Mr. Hammer and give us Sickle in a 2-pack, and that's all you have to do. It probably would have cut costs like immediately for them, but just giving us one pack. But I understand you don't want to spread yourself too thin, business wise. You want to, be able to sell an older figure if you have an older figure in stock. It makes sense to do that business wise. I understand it, but as a collector, you don't really like to see this stuff, especially if you already have the Penguin and it was released in the single card form. I'm not a big fan of that either. When something's been re-released in a 2-pack and the other figure is a brand new figure, kind of makes you a little annoyed, but I'm happy because this works out, because I never actually had a chance to pick him up. And he looks like a nice figure. I'm not sure if he's the exact same from the original release, or if he's got a little bit of differences, but I know he does come with, I believe he comes with a cane, a top hat, and a cigar. If I'm mistaken, we will know shortly. But Sickle looks good. I do have Mr. Hammer. The Mr. Hammer and Harley Quinn 2-pack on the way as well, so I'll be able to have Mr. Hammer and Sickle, put the brothers together. But for future reference for you eBay sellers, do not do this bullshit. And yes, I am using my girlfriend's nail file to pop this open, but do not fold these down. Whoever is selling on eBay, if you happen to see my video, I hate it. People hate it when you do this to cards, especially if you're a mint on card collector. Yeah, don't fold the card. It's just not good. I don't care because I'm going to open this, but to those of you who sell stuff on eBay, never ever sell something that's mint on card and destroy the card like this. It's just bent and it's just messed up. So there you go with that. Let me see here. Let's just open this guy. Actually, I'll take a look at the packaging. On the side here, you have a picture of Penguin and Mr. Sickle. Or I should just say Sickle. Red Hood's falling over there. On the back, you have the other 2-pack, which is on its way, and I will be doing a full review of that. Then you have the other 2-pack, which I would like to pick up just for Bane, while he's still affordable. I didn't like the original release because his legs were in this weird bent position, and you couldn't really get him to stand that well, so I passed on that one. Wasn't a big fan of that Bane anyway. I'm actually not a big fan of this style of Bane. It just looks kind of ridiculous to me, but for the Arkham look, I get why they did what they did. So on the other side, you have another picture of Sickle and I almost said Mr. Penguin, and Penguin. So let's get this 2-pack opened up and take a closer look at them. We'll be right back. Whoa! Okay, and we're back with Sickle and I almost said it again, and Penguin out of packaging. And I gotta say, this is a pretty cool 2-pack. I'm trying to get them both, and I'll talk about the Penguin first. I'm trying to get them both in focus here. He comes with his little piece of poop right here, little poo-poo. I guess little penguin poop, little penguin turd. But no, I'm just kidding. This is his stogie, and I guess he's supposed to hold it like this because you're supposed to. It would have been cool if they had a feature where you had to kind of put it in his mouth, but. There actually is a little peg hole right there, and I'm not sure. I think he's got to hold it like that. You kind of have to get it pinched in between the fingers here. But he does have a little finger peg hole where you kind of put it like so. And you can hold it just like that. Let me just back off some of this lighting there. It's too bright. So not too bad. There's a little, like I said, there's a little peg hole where you can kind of pop the peg into the finger and then roll it on his thumb, and it'll just fit right in. And he does come with his little umbrella with the bird head on it, and then his hat is removable if you want to do that. But there's a lot of really nice sculpting on here. This hat is actually like a rubbery, thin plastic material, so that works well, and it actually looks like it's been dremeled before. It's weird from DC Collectibles seeing that this part looks like it was nicely molded, and then you see this portion up here, it looks like it was dremeled to kind of fit on his head better. So there you go with that. Really nice detail as the hat falls off his head. Nice details. Kind of got his breathing apparatus, or whatever you want to call that. Looks like some red blood mark underneath there, and the same thing with the eyeglass. The monocle, I should say, is it got some like red outlining. Looks like blood or whatever. As far as the jacket goes, there's some nice paint shading going throughout the jacket, including on the both wrists right here. Some nice paint shading on his little hand right there. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's missing 2 fingers in the game. I think he is. I could be mistaken, but I do see his hand, his other 2 fingers rolled over there. I haven't played Arkham City in a while. Actually planning on playing all the games as soon as the new one comes out in a row to kind of lead up to Arkham Knight, which would be cool. But really cool figure. So a really nice penguin facial expression. Don't have any issues there. As far as his articulation goes, his head just swivels like this. It doesn't look up or down or anything like that. He's pretty simplistic when it comes to articulation. His arms go up about that far. They do go down. They can swivel in a full 360 rotation. There's no elbow bend or anything like that. No bicep swivel. He's basically a statue, this guy. He's got a little swivel on the wrists, on each one. Right there, and then he's got a swivel at the waist, and that's pretty much it for his articulation. He's pretty limited, but he's really just supposed to stand here like so, like that. So there's not too much to him. He's pretty simple, and that's why I thought that this was a better pickup with the 2-pack as the single card release, because I felt like I got more for my money. I only paid $17 for this 2-pack. So I thought that was a really good deal. It's like I almost just paid for 1 figure, but I got an extra one that I didn't have before. And he's pretty short. He's pretty well in scale. As you can see, Sickle is overly tall, but still works. And we'll talk about Sickle now. Bring him in. He is pretty tall. He's almost he's smaller than a deluxe figure, but he's still pretty tall. Like let's just bring in Red Hood here. Red Hood's your normal height, around 7 inches. So he's probably around 8, maybe. Around 8 inches tall. Maybe 7.5 inches. Something like that. But, so there you go. He is taller. So he's in scale with what he's supposed to be in the game. Really cool design that these brothers, as you can see the scarring on the side of him here. When he was attached to his brother, Hammer. On the back you have this like logo, looks like a really bad Brock Lesnar tattoo. He's kind of got some skeleton hands with the skeleton head, crossbones, and then he's got a star and this weird, like, kind of like Gears of War symbol around him. Looks kind of weird. I believe his tattoo says hate on it. And he's got 3 skulls on his arm. Maybe that's signifying how many people he's killed. Who knows? There's another skull up there, and then he's got this other little tattoo right here on his arm. And Red Hood just keeps falling over. And then he's got the penguin logos on each side of him, and then a star for Mother Russia, because he is Russian. So on the side here, we have some nice paint detail going throughout the rest of him. Actually, he's got the, I think it says it's an RBC right there. on him. Yeah, RBC. I don't know what that stands for. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. RBC. I think maybe it's his initials. Maybe so. But his pants look good. Nice camo color. It would have been cool if we eventually get some Penguin thugs from the game. He does have these wide jointed hips, which is kind of a letdown. But he can do the splits about that far. I'm not sure if this uses... Yeah, be careful. This still has the clear pegs in there, so you want to be kind of careful with this figure. Some really nice stitching up here on his head, almost like the brothers were attached at the head. I know they were supposed to be attached at the arms, and then they were separated, but looks like they were attached maybe a little bit at the head. I have to check Mr. Hammer just to make sure. But nice face, though. It's very menacing and creepy looking. Kind of looks like Kane a little bit from WWE. But the belt looks good. Nice, very tactical belt. Like I said, the pants and the camo looks good. And then you have his feet. His feet look like they've seen better days. Some hammer feet. And at the bottom of his feet, he has one peg hole. And some nice paint shading on the toes, though. And throughout the whole body, really. Some good paint shading. As far as his articulation, I know I touched on that. His head does swivel side to side, and it can look up, it can look down. We got no jive turkeys, no. Gobble, 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 no. His arms go up by that far, they do go down. Full 360 rotation. He's got a bicep swivel, single bend at the elbow. He does have a wrist swivel, no wrist hinge though. He does have a waist swivel. He's got the wide jointed hips which go out. And you got to snap. They kind of just not even wide jointed. They just kind of want to go forward about that far. They do go back a little bit. No upper thigh swivel, but he does have a single bend at the knee and a swivel at the knee. So there's that, and then no ankle articulation. So these guys are pretty limited. They're kind of like how the original Arkham figures were. Taking a closer look at the Sickle here. Looks pretty good. Nice paint shading going throughout here. Nice sculpt. Looks like it's really been through some, seen some better days, so to speak. But the Sickle looks good, and then you have some wrapping over here. It's got some paint shading going throughout. Nice paint shading on the fingers too. Really good job. Makes them look really dirty. Also want to point out this little staple stitch job / scar over here. Not sure what that's from, maybe some sort of battle or something. But I think this set is a really good set. You can actually find the set on Amazon for $17. I got it. Whoever sold it was selling it for $17 even. I know it went up a little bit. I think it was like $17.44 the day after I bought it. So I mean, you could definitely pick it up. It's definitely a 2 thumbs up. I like it. And whoop, there goes Sickle. Sorry. They're a must get if you want to get both 2 packs and finish off Hammer and Sickle. You could do that. Like I said, I would have preferred if Hammer and Sickle just came together in a deluxe box. That would have been cool. But this is still a nice 2-pack, especially if you haven't picked up Penguin. This is your second chance to pick up Penguin. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would recommend this set. It looks good. Good detailing. Not the best articulation, but I mean, you know what you're getting with the older re-released figures like Penguin. I know he's a newer release. He was released last year or the year before this 2-pack came out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.